And do you want to come up here, or do you want to use a microphone there? It's up to you. Okay, Silentor, we'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, good morning. Yes, it's good to be back. I am always grateful to know that you guys welcome me back here in your church, and Pastor Pam always invites me, and I know a lot of people in the church have followed the work through Facebook. If you are connected to there and communicate or reach out to me. First of all, I want to say thank you to Jennifer. Jennifer was able to help me out put this PowerPoint together as I left my laptop in Haiti. I don't know why I did that, but I was able to communicate information to Jen, and she was able to put it together. So it's really nice to see how people are able to be that salt in different ways, even if you reach out to them late yesterday, and is able to get it together. Thank you, Jen, for doing so. Yes, I think I was here 6 months ago, I believe, and a lot has happened. And for many of you, you might have already heard my story, and I would have to admit that if I am the light of what I'm doing now, it all started with my adopted father, Tommy, who's also here in the church with us this morning. Many people ask, why do I come back in the winter time? Like, am I crazy? Because in Haiti right now, it's like 80 degrees. Why would I come back in this cold? Well, first of all, I really, really enjoy seeing snow, but I am not seeing any. I grew up in Iowa for 13 years, so I got used to it. But also one of the reasons I also enjoy coming back in the winter, believe it or not, Tommy might not think that I enjoy it, but it's nice to know that I'm inside the house with him, and I go out and shovel the snow for him, and I can tell that he finds joy in me helping him. So, but there's nothing to mow or shovel, so I have to wait till the spring to cut the grass. Yes, a lot of great things are happening in Haiti. I think first of all, we have finally elected a president that will be taking office on the 7th, which is Tuesday. And so this is wonderful for Haiti, because in the last year or so we've had a temporary president in power, and because of many corruptions and illegal voting and different things like that, which made Haiti not allowed to get a leader in position to continue to help move the country forward. So I'm very happy to see that we have Jovenel Moise, which is his name, and I am very optimistic about the positive work that he might be able to do in Haiti. We never know, but as believers and Christians, we desire to pray and hope for a better outcome for a nation such as Haiti. And I'm not in Haiti to try to save Haiti. I'm not in Haiti thinking that I can be a whole difference maker in Haiti, but I know with the little place in Go Naive and what I do believe every day that I am there, God is allowing me to make a small difference. And that small difference started in 2011, and it has grown where not only myself, but individuals from this church congregation and all over Iowa have reached out to be that light and be in salt. It doesn't always come in the form of giving a materialistic thing, but the awesome thing about hosting people and for people to actually go there and just simply smile or hold the hand of a kid, I think it's a difference within itself. And yeah, it's been amazing to see the progress and change that has happened, even since a team came from here a little over a year ago. And so much has happened, and it's not Silentor that made it possible. It is people who are called to serve and to be that difference maker and serving the least of them. I am more or less the leader to be able to give you more or less the path and saying we want to collaborate in a partnership with Starfish. And it's been amazing to see how much can be accomplished when you're committed and when you're passionate in doing God's work. And yes, so we're gonna share a couple of things because I've come here and I've told my story, and I think it's important to continue allowing you to see what is being done, what is being accomplished. And I think one of the things that I was sharing with Pastor Pam is that, my work entails where I have to look for ways to create new things based on the needs that I encounter and see in Haiti. I can accomplish one thing, but I also see so many things that I would love to help make possible. But you have to understand that when you try to tackle too many things at one time, you might lose track in accomplishing the one that's in the forefront. So, every year I try to have a goal of a project or things that I wish to accomplish and make happen, and that I feel like that will be beneficial for the organization as a whole, and for the school, and for people that are coming down year to year. So the school for this year, in 2016-2017, we are kindergarten all the way to 7th grade. In Haiti, we have the grade age starts at 3 years old. So we have a 3-year-old classroom, a 4-year-old classroom, and a 5-year-old classroom. And then 1st through 7th, we have 450 kids. That's because that's what we just want. If we wanted 800 kids, if we wanted to have 1,000 kids at this school, we would easily be able to. And it's getting to the point where we are working hard to make this school be one of the most elite schools in the community, where my mindset was to go in and help the poor of the poor. But because it's considered a good school compared to the other schools, the more wealthier Haitians, that's where they want to send their kids. And so it's, I want to serve the least of them. And there are parents who can afford to send their kids to more expensive schools, but because we're providing a good education, we're providing programs and activities. One of the cool things that we were able to do this Christmas, I took them to Citadel, which is north. It's kind of a fort that was created after the Haitian Revolution. They're learning about things that I would say 90% of them don't ever have the opportunity to go see, but with the support and sponsorship that we get from back here, I'm able to create a lot of activities for them. Another awesome thing is we think about jobs and creating ways for people to work once they get when they get through their education. And for many teachers, we are able to provide that resource for them to be able to come in and teach at our school. We have over 30 employees working with us and 12 teachers. As you can see, we have, as I said, we have 1st to 7th grade and then three classrooms. So we have 2 additional teachers that's there to just assist in whatever way that's possible and providing extra help as needed. Because I remember growing up in this country, I lacked a lot of understanding what was going on in the classrooms, but they had extra classroom teachers that came in and helped and support me to allow me to get to the point where I'm at today. So we're very colorful. This is the Sunny Wing Kindergarten building, but also on the 2nd floor is the church space that we use to worship. This building was made possible by a church in Ames, Iowa, where I went to college at Iowa State. It was a friend of mine that I was his peer mentor while I was in college. And a year after he visited Haiti, he passed away in a house fire. And he was very committed to the Starfish and wanted to be a difference maker in whatever way that he could. And the church that I went to, that's where he attended. And so the church made funds possible in his name so that we could have a kindergarten, physical kindergarten building, and then a church place to worship. Because prior to that, it was made with plywood and sheet metal roofing. So at any given point in time, if we had the Hurricane Matthew that had hit, most likely that would have been able to blow away. But with this, we are able to have a solid structure. And we have people from the US that have different talents, and one of the individuals that came down, his talents was lights and electronics and different things. So he hooked me up with some fancy lights, if you can see in the pictures. So the kids are able to have disco lights on the campus. One of the cool things that we enjoy doing each Friday is make sure that we communicate with our teachers. We have a staff meeting to make sure that they know that we care about them and be able to have a time that we listen to them, because throughout the week we're all busy caring for 450 kids, and making sure that they are fed and making sure that they stay healthy. But we take that time on Fridays so that we can connect and share our concerns and what things that we can do to improve. So I love basketball. Do you guys love basketball? I'm not sure, but it's football season because it's Super Bowl Sunday. And but at our school, you know, one of the things that I felt like it would be really nice is to make sure that I can introduce a different sport other than soccer. Soccer is the only sport that they play in Haiti. So I'm like, why not try something different? Not everybody is able to be an all-star in soccer, but if they have a second sport of choice, maybe that might be an avenue for them in the future. So I was able to build a nice little basketball court. And one of the things that I recently was able to do is partner up with other schools in the city and trying to create an inter-schooler games where the kids can come play. At our school, we are able to, those who might have a court, we can go over there and play with them. But as of recently, I've been paying a tap or put them in my truck and they come and play against my kids. And we have 300-400 kids in this campus right there watching and enjoying. And I created little slide bleachers. So there's the Hawkeyes, there's the Cyclones, and then there's the Panthers colors there. So I'm trying to represent, because when people come to Haiti at Starfish, I want to make sure they don't run away. You know, they were represented. And yeah, so it's a beautiful campus. And one of the things that I want to make sure is that not a lot of the stuff that's around us, in our opinion, we would consider beautiful. And so when my students know they can come into a campus like that where they feel welcome, or simply they want to take a picture because we have trees growing, we have paintings on the walls, and we have a basketball court and they can run. We have a drinking water well. It's awesome to see, even when there's no school, the kids are always there. But remember, I live there, so that gets tiring sometimes too. I live in the classroom. And so, yeah, very, very beautiful school construction building. And that building was done in 4 different phases. And so it didn't just happen all at once. You know, we were able to accomplish it one phase at a time. And God was able to make the provision through supporters to be able to continue to create the classroom that was needed to host these kids. Because remember, as I said in my past talks, is we add a grade each year. So this year we're in 7th grade, next year we'll add 8th grade, and then and so on. That allowed me to be able to make sure that I meet the needs of the kids that are in front of me, so I don't open it up to 1,000 kids that I can help meet their needs. One of the things that we also felt that was a need was to make sure that we reach out to the health needs of the kids. And Jennifer was able to we were able to sit and just talk about ways we were able to make that happen. A year or so ago, we were able to make sure that we were able to put a clinic together. So now our school kids, when they get sick, they can go to it, and then also to the people in the community. One of the cool thing about the clinic, and I think I shared this story, was 4 years ago, I was able to meet 2 young ladies that were just simply studying under the trees. And for many of you who might have been there, you might have seen that's what they do. They don't have a place to study. And so I just approached them one day and I said, "What are you studying?" They study nursing and so on. I said, "You know, one day I'm gonna have a clinic. If you both graduate, I will have a place for you to work." And God was able to make it happen where I have these 2 young ladies who actually graduated from nursing school, which was a 5-year program, and now they are working for us at Starfish. The treatments, as you see, that we treat is typhoid, malaria, and infection. And one of the things is, sleeping on dirt floors and don't have any really clean spaces, kids are infected by worms. And so we make sure that we try to deworm the student there. Another awesome thing is we have health care providers from the States that look for a way to support and partner with us. So they either come, if they're a dentist, they come and pour teeth at our clinic. If it's general doctors, they work alongside the nurses to best help meet maybe the treatment for the people there in the community. So this is inside of our church here. and in Haiti. I mean, that's inside of the clinic, excuse me, where our 1 year anniversary of the clinic, we invited all the patients back and we fed all of them and we said, you know, we are here for you. Don't be afraid to come, because one of the things that I was sharing to some people is that Haitians don't want you to know when they are sick, and because it's looked down upon. And we want to make sure that they know they're always welcome there. So we try to collaborate with them in that way. So this is a church photo where there's a pastor training. Recently, we just did a pastor training with 35 pastors in the community, and just conversating about, you know, stewardship and what is you know, the care, like how to pastor care to the people in your church and reaching to their needs and making sure that you understand how to best. So we just come together. I'm not a pastor, but I love being there to translate for our American pastors that come and help lead this training. So we have around 150 members. The Pastor Claude is our pastor. He teaches Bible education to all the grades at the school. You know, yearly we have a baptism after the pastor leads a class for these individuals that want to be baptized. And then we also quarterly try to do revival in the community, to do evangelize in the community and be able to preach the gospel, not just inside of our walls, but then we go out to the communities as well. So here's my big project that I've been working on for the last year or so. For the last 5 years, I've either had to rent a place to live and to be able to host my teams, or I've either had to stay at the school, which we have classroom spaces that I turn to guest spaces. But as I said earlier, these are classrooms for our kids. And I felt that there was a need to try to establish a home, not only to host people when they come down, but it would just be nice to have a home for myself to be able to go to every single day. I think I would be better focused. And also this place that, you know, I've been trying to work on to be built is, I feel like, will be a money maker for the Starfish school, because of the fact that whenever teams come down, they have a per diem they have to pay. I know a lot of nonprofit organization in Haiti that comes, they have to go to a hotel to host their visitors, but I could collaborate with them and to be able to say, hey, come stay here, and that might be able to be some financial help locally in country that can help us at the Starfish guest house. So yeah, we are trying to build it. I try to build it to host up to 25 people. Each summer, I have 25 people that come down there to Haiti to leave a VBS camp. So most of my teams are between 10 to 15, but the summertime, we have some larger teams that come down to work with my students there. And that's where I'll be living. As I was saying, it will generate funds to help support the work there locally, to not only the missionaries that come through me, but also by collaborating with local other organizations that have visitors that's gonna come to them. Yearly, I have 8 to 12 teams that come down. That's a profit making for the Starfish School, for the Starfish organization as well, when we can get this completed. It's almost done. Right now we are to the point of just adding the finishes. So this trip, it is my goal and my hope to try to raise at least $5,000 to add the toilets and be able to purchase beds. It will not get the home completely furnished and by no means, but it will get us to the point where I can add toilets and sinks, and then also add new beds in this guest house. Yep, 10 minutes away from the Starfish School for those who have visited. So it's not across the ravine that you know. It has a beautiful open floor plan. I visited a home that I really like back here in Iowa, and I worked with a Haitian engineer and said, let's build something like this, where I felt that once you're inside this place, the teams cannot hide from each other. You can see where everybody is at. Hey, come and talk to me. Because I have people that come down, they go into their little corners or they go into their rooms in different places. But I was able to build this place to make sure that it's open and everybody can see everybody at every time and stay connected. So it's 6 rooms and 5 bathrooms. We have a kitchen, living room, and dining room. So the picture looks huge, but it is a big home. We have 6 rooms and 5 bathrooms in Haiti, living in the dining room. As you see, we have a nice walk around porch so everybody can stay connected. And it was built completely by parents of the school children at the Starfish. So 100% of the work that was done by the people that have kids at our school. That's a great way to not only sponsor the kid to go to school, but then the families who know masonry. There's many different contractors. They might know electricity, they might know plumbing, they might know masonry, carpenter. They are the one who's building the school. And whatever fund is raised, we are providing job so that they are able to support their families. So to make at least my $5,000 goal happen during the month that I'm here in February. I'm heading back on the 28th. There are some of the costs of the things that I am needing. Tiles is not on there, and there's a lot of things that are not on there, but I just added the things that I feel like will be an immediate need as I am having teams wanting to come down that I can host them. Because next year I won't have the space that I need to put people on the 2nd floor of the school anymore because the classrooms are gonna have to be taken. So right now the bunk beds that we have on the 2nd floor of the school, which the team stayed at, are to the point where they are not sturdy anymore, and then the mattresses have what we have bed bugs, so people that come down are constantly being bitten and being teared apart. And not to say that we need to give our useless stuff to people in our community, but for every one of these new beds that is purchased, I'm donating one of the older beds to a family in the community with a mattress as a way to support them as well. So yeah, that is my Starfish Starfish Guest House wish to make sure that I can make happen. And I am very optimistic because everything that I have been able to start, God has made the provision. It might take time. Being salt and light takes time sometimes. You have to have a lot of patience, and we have a lot of goals and dreams, and it takes time to make it happen. So if you have any questions, you can ask later after. I will be at the Chili Hour, and you can ask any question anytime. Thank you so much for having me back, and I look forward to hosting people in March.
Thank you. Great to have you here.